Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We will chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana bhavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We will chant from verses 6 to 10 of chapter 3. Karmendriyani sanyamya,
Karmendriyani sanyamya,
ya aste manasa smaran,
ya aste manasa smaran,
indriyartan vimudhatma,
indriyartan vimudhatma,
mithyachara sa uchyate,
mithyachara sa uchyate,
yastvindriyani manasa,
yastvindriyani manasa,
niyamyarabhaterjuna,
niyamyarabhaterjuna,
karmendriyai karmayogam,
Karmendriyai karmayogam,
asakta savishishyate,
asakta savishishyate,
niyatam kuru karmatvam,
niyatam kuru karmatvam,
karmajyayo hyakarmanaha,
karmajyayo hyakarmanaha,
sharirayatra pichate,
sharirayatra pichate,
na prasidhyeda karmanaha,
na prasidhyeda karmanaha,
yajñarthat karmanonyatra,
यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र
lokoyam karma bandhanaha,
लोकोऽयं कर्मबन्धनः
tadartham karma kaunteya,
तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय
muktasanga samachara,
मुक्तसङ्गः समाचर
Saha yajñā prajā srishtva
सह यज्ञा प्रजा सृष्ट्वा
purovacha prajāpatihi
पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः
anena prasavishyadvam
अनेन प्रसविष्यद्वम्
yeshavostvishta kamadhuk.
येषवो स्विष्टकामधुक्
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So in the last session we were seeing the deeper messages embedded in verse number 7. Every verse is like a gold mine, When you go deeper and deeper into any one of these verses, you can actually get the entire wisdom. Why one full verse? Even one word is enough. If you're able to go deep into that, you will be able to reach the highest. So Jnana Yoga is not about covering the length. It is about covering in terms of depth. The more deep your thinking is, you become a jnani. When you merely know more information, the quantity of your thoughts have increased. That doesn't make you a jnani. You just have more information. Most people confuse between these two. They think a person who has more information is very knowledgeable. But in spirituality, we don't consider mere information as knowledge. That is, if you want a very, very technical difference, sometimes we say knowledge is information, wisdom is the transformation. So we should aim at wisdom. But in this context, I am using knowledge and wisdom in a synonymous way. True knowledge is nothing but wisdom. That is when you start practicing the principles. So just because a person knows a lot of things doesn't mean anything. Whereas another person may not have studied all the scriptures in the world and all that, but whatever he has taken up, if he has gone into the depth of it using the yogic approach, and if he has mastered those principles, then to that extent his mind will come under his control. Then that person is a true jnani. So when we are going through this text, the Bhagavad Gita, week after week, you should keep your focus very, very clear as a sadhak. It's not about covering the number of verses and all that. See, Bhagavad Gita means the song of the Lord. That is the divine expression. Now, that divine expression can be captured in any experience of your life. When a flower blooms, it's a divine expression. It's the Bhagavad Gita which is happening. Every experience in nature is nothing but a divine expression. The entire world is an expression of divinity only. So the idea of having these Sunday sessions is not to make you merely well informed about what the scriptures are saying. That is anyway going to happen. If you consistently keep attending that, whether you want it or not, you will be gaining a lot of information, tremendous knowledge. But our focus is not on that. Our focus is on getting into the depth and experiencing the energy of the Bhagavad Gita. That is the divine expression. The moment you experience that, thereafter, when you go out and live your life, in every experience of your life, you will start seeing divinity. Right from morning till night, you will see everything which is happening in your life as divine expressions. It means you have truly mastered the Bhagavad Gita. This is what they meant. Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. Hari is symbolic of that infinite. So the infinite is Ananta, endless. Hari Katha, the story of Hari, is also endless. What is the story of Hari? It is not merely the Bhagavatam or the Vishnu Puran. It is not that alone. The Katha means the expressions. In every experience of life, in every part of the world, you can see the story of divinity unfolding itself. This is why they said when creation happens, it is Brahma. When maintenance happens, it is Vishnu. When destruction happens, it is Shiva. And Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, all of them are manifestations of that infinite formless reality. So in life, either something will be created or something will be maintained or something will be destroyed. Creation, maintenance, destruction. These are the three powers which are functioning in the world. Now anything which you encounter, they say it is nothing but divinity. So week after week, the endeavor here in the yogic approach is not to make you a pandit of Bhagavad Gita, but for you to get into the real depth and start experiencing your life in a very divine way. The world being the same, it changes its color according to your mind. That is why this word manasa is very important. Here he says, no, but one who restrains the senses with the mind, manasa. In the previous verse number 6 also, we came across the same word, manasa. When you are indulging from the mind, but you are externally controlling yourself, that is a hypocritical life. So there, the central point, the central faculty which you were using again was the mind. Here also, when you want to practice karma yoga, when you want to practice restraint, when you want to become a yogi, what is the key factor which you need to take care of? That is your mind, manas. So, yaha tu indriyani manasa. Mind is everything. The entire endeavor in the spiritual sadhana is to purify the mind. So today you are experiencing the world with its varied differences. Now, as you start purifying your mind, it will shed off all the negative energy and it will become positive. So you will start experiencing the world in a positive way. To start off with today, your mind will be experiencing everything in a negative way. When I say everything, the proportion will vary, that I leave it to you. But predominantly, the mind will be noticing so many negative factors and it will be identifying with that. So when you do your sadhana sincerely, the mind will shed off all its negative energy and it will be filled with tremendous positive thoughts and emotions. At that time, you will start experiencing the world in a positive way. Even the so-called difficulties in life will become challenges for you. Your interpretation of them will now start changing. See, when a difficulty comes, a negative mind will perceive it as a big problem which has come to completely take me down. But a positive mind will interpret it as a challenge, and if I overcome this, I will go to the next level. I can become more strong with this challenge. See, when you face the challenges of life, that is how you grow, you become more strong. So a positive mind will interpret it that way. Everything depends upon the condition of your mind. So this word manasa is very, very important. I am giving you the importance of the word manasa with respect to the sadhana right now. And as we go along, we'll see, we will add more elements to it. We'll see it from different angles, which will help you tremendously. But first of all, you need to understand this basic concept, that is, the world is nothing but a projection of your thoughts only, the projection of your mind. So that is why all sadhanas are aimed towards transforming your inner mind. And when you transform your mind, you will know exactly how to deal with the world. So when you, I'm only giving this as an example, when you encounter a problem, you can see it as a difficulty meant to take you down, or you can see it as an opportunity for you to become more strong. How are you going to take this? That depends on your mind. Let us say you have a lot of duties to perform. Any day-to-day activities, you have a particular role as a parent or as a student or whatever it is. Now you can see all those duties as actions which are causing burden to you, or you can see all those duties as opportunities where you can practice karma yoga, you can serve and you can evolve. So how you interpret that depends on the condition of your mind only. In life, every experience is interpreted according to the condition of your mind. The mind always interprets. That is when it becomes adjectival, either good or bad, excellent or not at all good. It causes the differences. So if these masters say, now come on, remove all the differences at one go, it's not possible. So the first step in sadhana is to learn to interpret things in a positive way, which can fill you with more positivity, which can help you to evolve. And when you start interpreting everything in a positive way instead of in a negative way, then the mind will start becoming very peaceful, irrespective of the various problems and challenges which you are facing. See, many people think when we use the word healing, they think now once I receive healing, there will be no problems at all. It is impossible. How do you deal with the problems? You require inner strength, you require clarity. All those things come to you when you receive this healing Shakti. So generally, when you say, I want something, you really don't know what you're wanting. So when you say, I want strength, now nature will give you more problems so that you can overcome them and become more strong. Supposing a person says, I want to become very good in mathematics. He goes to a professor. Then the professor will give him more and more tough problems for him to solve. And in doing so only he can become a good mathematician. If you say, I want to become a good driver, you go to a person, car driving, you go to a person who's an expert coach. Now, he will first teach you the basics and then go on increasing the challenges. He'll take you to the slopes, he'll take you amidst the traffic, heavy traffic, and he'll make you drive. Then only you can become an expert driver. So when such situations come in life, immediately you say, oh, I've been doing sadhana, then still why are these problems coming? Why are these challenges coming? Then only you can perfect yourself. So the word manasa is something which you need to understand from the sadhana perspective. So a person says, I want a lot of wealth, and then he does the sadhana, let us say. One of the goals he has fixed is a certain amount of wealth he wants. That's not the end all of life, but as a relative goal, you fix and you do your sadhana. And as you are doing your sadhana, what will happen is, you will be given with various opportunities to create that wealth, to earn that wealth. Now you need to apply yourself and earn. But when the opportunities are more, the responsibilities will also be more. The stress factor also will be high. So you need to learn to handle the stress. So when that thing happens, immediately the negative mind will see it as a problem. Many people, when they do their sadhana, they get a higher position in their career. They get a very high level job or something with a very high pay. So they are so happy they take it up. And then they start complaining because the responsibilities become more there. So you need to learn to break that negative pattern of the mind which keeps interpreting everything negatively. A yogi is one who has trained his mind or her mind to interpret everything in a positive way. Actually, first is a negative, second is a positive. The yogi goes beyond negative and positive also. He interprets everything in a divine way. That is the third step. So the mind is trained first to move from negative factors to the positive factors. And then comes the higher sadhana. When you keep on doing your sadhana slowly, from mere positivity, you move to a state of divinity. When you come to that level, the mind will start experiencing everything as divine. Every little thing which is happening in the universe is seen as an expression of divinity. That is the real goal of Karma Yoga. So from negative, when you move to positivity, you will start getting worldly success. And then when you further apply yourself, you will also start getting the spiritual success, which is experiencing the divinity. That is true Bhagavad Gita, the song of the divine. So one way is to look at Bhagavad Gita in a very limited way, as a conversation between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. Krishna spoke to Arjuna 5,000 years back. All that is fine. But how is it helping you today, right now, in your life? It has tremendous relevance when you understand the true spirit of Bhagavad Gita. It is not a textbook. It's not merely a textbook, but it teaches you to see your present experience as an expression of the divine. It teaches you to get connected to divinity as you go through the various experiences of life. So we generally think that only certain kinds of experiences are spiritual, especially what we call as positive experiences. No. If birth can teach you something, death can also teach you something. Someone is born, it can be used to evolve spiritually, that experience. Someone close to you dies. Now that teaches you so much. That teaches you to be detached. That teaches you not to be dependent on anything outside for your happiness. When you get something in life, that also teaches you, yes, this is how life goes. When you lose something in life, that also teaches you something. I am saying purely from a spiritual point of view. So last week we had this powerful sadhana of Guru Purnima. So when the Guru Shakti becomes awakened, thereafter you don't reject any experience or quote any experience. As the experiences come to you in life, you go on learning, and you come to a stage where you start experiencing divinity everywhere, outside and inside you. And when you keep on experiencing divinity, as you think, so you become. Slowly, you will get submerged in divinity. You will become divine. And that is when that statement becomes a statement of experience. Aham Brahmasmi. I am that supreme Brahman. All yogis experience that. They don't mean the physical body. They mean that supreme cosmic formless reality. So from where does all this start? Where do you make a start? Is by taming your mind, by purifying your mind. Because when we see the vastness of this wisdom, when we see the vastness of that supreme reality and the wisdom and the path and all that, now you get very confused. Okay, so much is there. Now what should I do? From where should I start? From where should I start? When you ask that question, he says, Manasa, you start from your mind, from wherever you are right now. See, Manasa in general means the mind. But when you are reading it, it refers to your mind, and that represents your level. See, it is not how much of knowledge you have, that is information you have, or how many pujas you have done, or how many yatras you have gone, how many temples you have visited. It is not all these which can make you spiritual, or these are not the factors which determine whether you are spiritual or not. It is the condition of your mind which determines how spiritual you are. So don't get bewildered. Don't lose your confidence when you see the vastness of this wisdom. One person has sent a mail saying that, when I look at the wisdom of the great yogis, I really wonder whether I'll ever be able to reach that level, because it looks like a very big gap. I just know 0.0001%. That is what he has mentioned. When compared to the wisdom which these great yogis have given us, and every Sunday when it is being given to us, so much is there, to know. And that person has mentioned in the mail that his confidence level has come down a bit because he feels it is impossible to reach that level. The answer to that is this only. From where do you start? Understand that. How does a yogi, how does a person become a yogi? You need to understand that principle. Once you catch it, then you will never lose your confidence. There is a direct answer to that person who has asked this question, So you're talking of the wisdom of the great yogis. At some point, they were ordinary people. Today they may be great yogis, but they also traveled the same path only. So how did they become yogis? It is by mastering their own minds. That is the starting point. So let the wisdom be very vast. There were so many rishis and siddhas and yogis. Yes, let all of that be. Derive inspiration from that. But as far as you are concerned, where should your focus be? Manasa means gaining mastery over your own mind. If you just catch that point, then your sadhana will start taking a different turn. It will start becoming very fruitful, because you will not get bogged down by seeing the glory of the infinite. See, if you don't catch this point, as you have mentioned in that mail, this is what happens. When you see the glory of the infinite, now you start feeling that, I am very small. That is also a manifestation of the ego only. When you say I am nothing, I am small and all that, it is again the ego coming in the garb of humility. You should be very careful. Don't fall a prey to this trap. So this principle, when he says manasa, is applicable at every level. That is the beauty. Supposing you are at 10% level. Now, whatever be the goal, your mind determines what your level is. 10%, how do we say you are at 10% level? If your mind is purified to 10% level, then your spiritual development is at 10%. So you start from there. And then you go on purifying the mind. From 10 you will move to 20. Again there, supposing a person at 20% asks, 20% development, Now where should I start from? Manasa. From wherever your mind is. You can fool the whole world, but you cannot fool yourself. You cannot fool your mind. The condition of your mind will factually give you whatever the truth is. You may talk very big philosophy. You may say world is an illusion, this, that. But when some problem comes, how much is your mind affected? That determines your level. There you cannot lie and get away with that. See, when you manipulate, when you lie, when you try to hide facts and all that, that will all work for a while with respect to others. But the condition of your mind will ultimately tell you what the truth is. So what is the level of purity which you have achieved with respect to your mind? How do you determine the level of purity? As your mind becomes more and more pure, it will become very calm. The ability to remain calm amidst external challenges determines the level of its purity. I am mentioning it very, very clearly. It's anyway going to come later on. In many, many verses, he will be covering these points. But it is worthwhile going into the depth of this dimension of spirituality because it will help you to understand this particular verse. So if you ask me, how do I know, how do I determine my spiritual level? It's very simple. Look at the condition of your mind, the purity level of your mind. How do I know how pure my mind is? By the effect. How calm are you? Not when everything is going on fine. When something goes wrong, how disturbed does your mind become? That is the question. So through sadhana, you work on that. When you do the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana every day, it slowly works on the mind. The purification process starts. When the purification process starts, a lot of impurity will come out. The cleaning process will happen. Your thoughts, it will look as if your thoughts are increasing. All negative memories which you thought are no longer existing may start coming out. All these things will happen. But for a person who consistently applies himself or herself, this process will slowly purify the mind and keep on lifting him or her to higher and higher levels of spirituality. So everything is the mind only. So beautifully captured with this word, manasa. See, when the real sadhana comes, he uses the word manasa. In the previous verse, he talked about devolving. What is the wrong path? What you should not do. There also he used the word manasa. So clear message given by Lord Krishna that spirituality is directly related to the condition of your mind. It is not about the lifestyle which you're living. It is not about the dress which you're wearing, the color of the dress. Many people think if you change the color of the dress, now you'll become spiritual. That is just an individual choice, a liking, we can say. Some people think if I do these things externally, now I'll become spiritual. Not necessary. It has nothing to do with where you are. You may be in some country. Actually, all of you are watching, you're watching from different countries. Wherever you are, whatever position you are in, whatever dress you're wearing, all these things do not matter in spirituality. What really matters, the crux, the main point of spirituality is nothing but the mind. So in the yogic approach, we remove all the non-essentials. Sir, shall I do this ritual or that ritual? Whatever you're comfortable with, you do. Because rituals will change according to your customs and all that. We are not bothered about that. In the yogic approach, we directly attack the root of the problem. And the root of all problems is the mind. And the solution for that is in mastering the mind, purifying and mastering the mind. So we don't beat around the bush. Every practice which has been given is aimed towards purification of the mind only. Any puja, anything which is given, the real principle behind it is again purification of the mind. And when you do the yogic sadhana, the yoga sankirtan, and the various other sadhanas which have been given, we are directly purifying the mind. And as the mind starts getting purified, you will find wonderful results coming in your life. Results in terms of the inner state of happiness and cheer, strength, all these things will automatically come. And your ability to change the energy pattern and change the circumstances in your life from negative to positive, from positive to divine, that will also keep on increasing. So, one is this word manasa. And what is interesting is, he uses the word, again the combination yaha and saha. Yaha yastvindriyani means yaha tu indriyani. Yaha, whoever it may be. And then he says, one who does all this karma yoga and all that. Sa vishishyate, finally. Sa vishishyate means that person excels. That person excels means that person is successful, whether it is in the worldly sense or in the spiritual sense. So why is he using that yaha and saha? Very interesting. In the previous verse number 6 also, he said yaha saha. One who restrains everything physically, that is like sense organs, but mentally indulges, manasa, such a person is a hypocrite, he said. It's a path of devolution. Now he is giving the path of evolution. There also he uses the word yaha and saha. Why? You will have to think. Actually, throughout the Bhagavad Gita and many places this combination is used. Because in spirituality, we are not really bothered about whether you, where you were born, which family you were born in, what is your the country of origin, what is your religion, what is your caste, what is your creed. All these things do not matter. Whoever it may be, yaha means anyone. There is no taboo for anyone in terms of gaining this wisdom and growing spiritually. Because some people say, no, the caste system, somebody is lower, somebody is higher. There is nothing like that. Whoever it may be, yaha, if he or she does these things, that person will evolve. Saha. Saha means that person. So in the previous verse, he used the same combination, yaha, saha. Whoever it may be, if a person goes in the wrong path, that person will devolve. So a person may say, I belong to this caste in quotes, but if he does the wrong things, that person will devolve. There is no greatness which is measured according to birth when we come to this ancient wisdom. It is only the ignorance of the mind which has created all these highs and lows, and the various judgments are passed. No one is superior and inferior based on birth. It is only what you do in life which puts you on a higher pedestal or which takes you down. How do you see, even when we take the Varnashrama system, the Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, these are all determined by the the manas, the mind. Not by birth. Anyone can be a Brahmin or a Vaishya or a Kshatriya. These are just different terms used to denote certain characteristics. That's all. And you, as a human being, you have the power to change your mind, to completely gain mastery over your mind. So you can keep on evolving. So when it comes to the verse of the devolution, that is what you should avoid, he says yaha saha. Here also he says yaha and saha, which means as a human being, you have the choice whether to devolve or whether to evolve. In every experience of life, you always have the choice. It is up to you. That is why a great yogi, he said, in spirituality, it does not matter where you are, but what matters is what direction you're taking. Let's say a person is at 3rd standard level in spirituality, but if he is not applying himself, then he'll continue to devolve only. A person is, let us say, is in the 1st standard level, but if he is applying himself, he will move up fast. So the present level of your spiritual evolution is not important, but what direction are you taking today? That is the question. Yaha saha. Beautiful combination. It actually gives a very, very deep message to all of us. So in life you have a choice whether you want to devolve or whether you want to evolve. It is in making the right choices you can evolve. Spiritual growth is not given to anyone on a silver platter. No one can claim superiority. It is only through one's own efforts that you can grow spiritually. God helps those who help themselves. The famous statement by a thinker. It's so true. The Supreme God gives the universal grace. That grace is meant for everyone. But those who put in efforts will receive that grace. And those who do not put in that effort will not receive that grace, because they will block that grace. So how do you apply this principle of choice? I'll give you a small tip, a sadhana tip. From this moment onwards, how do you bring that awareness about your own choice? Is that first in small things, you start consciously seeing the choices which you're making. See, when you get up in the morning, you decide which dress I want to wear. Now you're actually choosing. Today what is happening is you're just mechanically doing it. You're not aware of the choices which you're making. So you should bring that awareness. Consciously start choosing things in life. Supposing, let's say, the alarm is ringing. You don't feel like getting up early in the morning. Now, don't immediately bring various reasons. Oh, I slept at this time. There is some reason you will give. The mind will keep giving. Instead, now learn to say, I choose to sleep. I choose to be lazy. The moment you use the word choice, that is, I choose to do that, then it's a question of time. How many times will you say, I choose to be lazy, I choose to be lazy? That will prick your conscience. And one day you will stop being lazy. See, the problem today is, when we do a mistake which takes us in the devolutionary path, we tend to justify that mistake. Instead, without any justifications, whatever it is that you're doing in life, start telling yourself, I choose to do this. First, with simple things in life. When you do that, You will start exercising the power of your choice tremendously. So your power will increase. Then you can start applying it in subtler things of life. When you get angry, I choose to get angry. If you are able to bring that sadhana there, then what is amazing is the anger will go away. Because the moment you become aware and you want to choose, why would you choose something negative? When you choose something negative, but you keep on giving justifications for that, then you are burying the conscience. Whereas when you clearly say, I am choosing this path, now the correction will start happening very fast. So first practice this at grosser things. For example, supposing you have a habit of not being punctual. If you have to be at a place at 7 a.m. means you will be there by 7:15. If you have to go to a place at 9 a.m. means you go there at 9:15. That habit is there. Now generally you will say, oh, because of this, because of that, so many activities came, this came, that, something or other. But if you drop off all these justification, and if you just say, I choose to be late, you may say it once, you may say it twice, but then your conscience will start pricking you. Automatically the correction will start happening. You will quickly become a very punctual person. If you are very lazy, I choose to be lazy. How long can you continue in that path? The moment you increase the awareness. Whenever you say, I choose to do something, you are increasing your awareness. And when the awareness increases, the correction will have to happen. The general justification given by people for their weaknesses are, oh, I have no choice. That is how the ego fools you. If you are addicted to cigarettes, I choose to smoke. I am choosing to smoke. Not I am a helpless victim. See, the very word addiction itself, it has a connotation of being helpless. Now, how do you reverse that process? It is by practicing this sadhana, by building awareness, by saying, I am choosing this. Because every time you say, I am choosing to do something, you are reinforcing the power which you have over your own life. Every time you say, I have no choice, in different words, you may give justification, you are actually re-establishing this idea that I am powerless. So this is a very powerful sadhana which is being given to you, which will slowly start awakening your inner powers. So you move from grosser things to subtler and subtler things in life. When a yogi advances to a very high level, he or she gets the ability to choose the kind of experiences which he wants. It's like changing the TV channel, you're watching a particular program, you don't like that channel, then immediately with a remote you just switch to some other channel where some program to your liking is there. Actually in life also it's like that only. You're going through various experiences. If you don't like that, actually you have the power to change your channel, because everything is a projection of your mind. See, this is a very subtle, deep principle which is being given. If you can catch it, it will be tremendous. But today, that power is dormant. The power to choose itself is very much dormant within you. So you should try to awaken it slowly. Straight away, if you apply it at a very high level, it will not work. That is why I am saying, start off with smaller things in life. Become more aware and start choosing consciously. And especially if you are addicted somewhere, it means you are feeling helpless there. Start choosing there. Because the moment we bring in the word choice, it will be negative or positive. And as a sadhak, you will go for positive. Keep reinforcing that energy pattern within you. The combination of yaha and saha, which is used by Lord Krishna and all the other masters, is conveying that message to us. That is, we should start emphasizing and building this energy of consciously choosing. So at a very, very advanced level, they say, no, the yogi gets the capacity to materialize anything which he wants. How does he get it? It is by increasing this power only. If you go to the Puranas, how did, they have put it in a very, in a story form, but we need to get to the principle behind it. They say, Brahma, the creator, how did he create the world? He just thought of the world and the world manifested. He thought of this, that happened. You would have read that in the Puranas. What is the principle which they are trying to convey? It is the principle of materialization. The future higher empowerments, this power will be increased further. But this practice will help you to become prepared. If you straight away try to practice it at a higher level, it will not work. So gradually you move up. You keep on increasing this power of choice within you. And a time would come when this sankalpa siddhi, you will get that power of sankalpa where you think of something that happens. All these are experienced by yogis at different levels of development. But a real sadhak will not want to use that power for anything. A real sadhak uses it to merge with the infinite. But it is only by awakening that you can even use it to merge with the infinite. As you think, so you become. Because in the last session, I mentioned, why is he using the word, why is he calling Arjuna by his name here? The previous verse, when he was talking about the path of devolution, he didn't use his name. Here, when he's talking of the path of evolution, he says, oh Arjuna. And what is interesting is Arjuna means white, pure. So it is the identification of the personality with the positive. This is something which I mentioned to you. So how do you identify your personality with the positives, with the solution, and not with the problem? It is this sadhana of consciously choosing. Because your personality is defined by the condition of your mind, the condition of your thoughts. As you think, so you become. As you feel, so you become. Your mind means we are seeing it in its entirety, emotions and thoughts. The mind can be further subdivided into logical mind, emotional mind, which is again called manas and buddhi and all that. But the general terminology of all this is also mind only. So we are now seeing mind in its entirety. So as you think and feel, so will your personality be. If you are thinking positive, if you are feeling positive, your personality will be very vibrant. If you are all the time having negative thoughts, sorrowful thoughts, let's say, and you're feeling very sorrowful, your personality will become very sorrowful. You will start exuding that kind of energy. Haven't you experienced that when you go near someone, you feel very energized? Some people, you go near that person, you feel very down. Because the aura shrinks. Whenever you have negative thoughts and negative emotions, the aura shrinks. When you have positive thoughts and positive emotion, your aura starts expanding. When you have divine thoughts and divine emotions, your aura starts moving towards the infinite. So, as your mind is, so is your personality. So, the combination, one is saying yaha and saha, and then manasa is there, O Arjuna. These three words put together, they convey a powerful, powerful message to all the sadhaks. So, number one, you should be, this was given in the last session itself. You should start focusing on the solutions, not keep on dwelling with the problem. You should become solution oriented in life. How do you do that? Your personality should start identifying. You should identify your personality with solutions, with positivity. How do you identify the personality with positivity? That is where manasa comes. By constantly generating positive thoughts and positive emotions. From where, how do you do that? Yaha saha. By increasing your awareness and by starting to choose things. Because the moment you start exercising this power of choice, then only you will be able to grow spiritually. When you don't exercise this power of choice, you are leading merely an animalistic life. Because what differentiates between an animal and a human being is this power of choice. So when you look at this verse from a distance, we can say, we see these words, 3-4 important words which connect so beautifully to give a powerful message to the sadhaks. What are these words? I have explained to you individually. That's why now we are seeing the connection. Number one is tu. Tu means but. But means a change of flow. The flow of energy. In the previous verse he was talking about the problem. Now he is talking about the solutions. So tu, but. The second word which you should see here is Arjuna. O Arjuna. He calls him by the name. So the name is representative of the individual, the personality. So when he's talking about the problem, he didn't call him by name. When he's talking about the solution, he is calling him by the name. So you should learn to be solution oriented. That is from the word but we can see that. And you should strive to identify your personality with the solutions, not with the problem. Like some people say, no, I am a diabetic, they say. Arey, you are a healthy person who has acquired a particular disease, whether it's diabetes or whatever it is. But we tend to identify ourselves with the problem itself. I am poor. Why do you have to say I am poor? You are an individual. You don't have enough money today. The moment you identify with that, now that becomes a reality for you. So when you learn to disassociate yourself from the negatives, instead identify your personality with the positives, then you will start experiencing life in a positive way. So that is symbolic. That is being conveyed by symbolically calling Arjuna by his name here. And the very meaning of Arjuna itself means pure, white. So the purification, you always identify with purity, with the positives. This is the second thing. The third thing is, which is very important, is manasa. So what defines a person's personality? It is the condition of the mind. As you think, so you become. Here thinking, actually that statement is not complete. When we say thinking, it means thinking and feeling. That is why in Sanskritam language, we use the word bhavaha. Yatha bhavaha tatasi. Whatever your bhav is, that is what you are. So what is a bhav? Bhavana means your thinking, your feeling, your subconscious beliefs, your intentions, everything put together is a definition of a bhava. And the great yogis say, as your bhava is, so is your personality. So that is the third word. From where is the bhav coming? It is coming from the manas, the mind. The conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the deeper mind, everything put together is the mind. So if you want to identify your personality with the positives, what should you do? Start changing the pattern of the thoughts, emotions, intentions. That is start changing the pattern of the mind. That is the way. Now, if you want to start changing the pattern of the mind, what should you do? How do you go about it? From where should you start? He says, yaha and saha. You have the choice. So start exercising the choice of action. That is the great gift which has been given to you as a human being. When you don't exercise that choice, then the mind will start mechanically choosing negative things. Mechanically, it will start gravitating towards negative things. And when the mind goes towards the negative thing, negative energy will be formed within you. Your personality will become negative. And when your personality becomes negative, it will identify itself with all the problems. So here, by using these 4 words, he is asking you to reverse the process. We'll come to the other aspects like what does he mean by manasa niyamya? That is restraining by the mind. What is he asking you to restrain? Because that niyamya is very powerful here. And then you have karma yogam. Karmendriyai karma yogam arabhate. Means undertaking the karma yoga by using the karma indriyas. And then he says asaktaha, unattached, vishishyate, such a person will excel. We'll be seeing all that in the coming weeks. But these seemingly unimportant words, they are also so significant in sadhana. That is what we come to experience when we use the yogic approach. That's why I'm first covering that. See, I have not yet gone to the main theme of this verse, which is the crux of the karma yoga which he is giving here. We have not yet gone into that. But even before going into that, how many messages we are getting, the sadhana tips, And incidentally, when you follow these steps which have been outlined today, they are very, very conducive to progress in the path of karma yoga. So one is to just read these words independently. That's what we did in the last session also. I did that. In this session I took the manasa and all that. And the yahasaha. Now you need to connect them and see. That gives a different picture altogether, the total picture. It is exactly like, different words are there. You understand these words independently. But when you join them to form a sentence, that can convey something else. It adds to the depth of it. This is the amazing benefit of using the yogic approach. Okay, so we'll stop with that today. I've given you very, very powerful messages. So what you can do is you can make a note of these points, the 4 words, to Arjuna, Manasa and Yaha Saha combination. And that connectivity which I said, the path is being defined there. How do you uplift your personality? How do you uplift your consciousness? Beautiful connection is there. So if you can reflect on the number 1, the individual points, and see the connectivity, and not merely reflect on these points in a scholastic way, but if you can see it happening in your life. So when we are saying but how do I change the flow of energy from the problem oriented to solution oriented in my life? What's happening today? And then Arjuna, instead of Arjuna, put your name there. That is, it's your personality. So what am I identifying myself with? What am I identifying my personality with today? How do I consider myself? Am I considering myself as a negative person, or am I considering myself as a positive person, or am I considering myself as a divine person? That is only at the very advanced level you'll be able to do it. But first start seeing that. And then what is the condition of my mind today? Is it negative, or is it positive, or is it divine? It will be a combination of all the 3. It's not that all the time you will be negative or positive or divine. What we are trying to achieve is being divine all the time. That happens gradually. But you start seeing the energy patterns of your own mind. Then that manasa, you will be able to get into the depth of the word manasa. And then yaha saha. As a human being, am I really doing justice to my life? Am I exercising the choice, the power of choice which has been given to you? Am I doing that? So start consciously choosing. And when the moment you increase your awareness, now at the gross level itself, you will start automatically choosing positive things. If there's something is wrong, and when you say, I am choosing to do that, now you will start correcting yourself automatically. That is when the transformation will start happening. When you go on increasing the power of your choice, now your inner powers will start getting awakened. You will get a lot of siddhis, the supernatural powers, and one of the siddhi is sankalpa siddhi, sankalpa shakti. It's very, very powerful. With that, you can change the pattern of your life any way you want. A yogi uses all that power for further higher purposes. Because a true yogi is working for the benefit of humanity. So he uses that to get attuned to the infinite. But when you are functioning at the 3-dimensional level, when you awaken these powers, you can use them constructively to experience life in a positive way and complete all your experiences, to grow as a sadhak. It can help you. So see that, the power of choice. How much am I able to, how much am I using that power today? And in your own small way, start consciously choosing things. I'm not now saying choose the positive. I'm just saying start choosing. You will automatically start choosing the positive. That is what is very interesting, because we commit mistakes because we lose the awareness. And the moment you bring in the awareness, now the correction will happen automatically. A guru's work is not to keep on correcting you directly. No. Guru's work is only to bring that awareness factor within you. When the awareness is there, you will leave what is not good for you and you will start picking up what is good for you. If you are smoking, you are unable to leave it because deep within you, your mind is unable to see how it's destroying your life. But once you start exercising this power of choice, now the choice will become, should I choose smoking or should I not choose smoking? You will start choosing the latter. If you want to be lazy, it's a choice. Should I be lazy or should I not be lazy? Nobody will say, I choose to be lazy. It requires a lot of courage to start exercising this power of choice. But when you do that, that can truly change you for the better. And when your personality changes, your energy pattern changes, that is when your life gets transformed. So I'm giving this as a homework for you, not merely for today or this week, or this is a very powerful sadhana which has been given to you. So you can start that process. See, these are all different ways of attacking the negative energy within you and literally pulverizing them and converting. It's like converting the negative into positive. It's like converting charcoal into diamond, It's like that. It's the same carbon only. Both are made up of carbon. But the combination is different. So how do you convert charcoal into diamond? How do you convert the finite into the infinite? This is the method. So you think about this, you apply this in your life, and you come back next week. In the next session, we'll go into more depth. We'll see what he means by niyamya. See, only if you understand the power of choice a little bit, you will be able to practice what he is giving in this verse. That is why I wanted to stress on that today and give you that message. Without doing the sadhana of awakening this process of this power of choice within you, just reading control everything by the mind, do engage the karma indriyas and karma yoga, you will talk very poetically. You will just you may repeat whatever is given in these lectures to your children or to some friend of yours. Sometimes people do that, and then you will move to the next verse. That is of no use. So do this, reflect on the points which were given today and do the sadhana. The sadhana tips were given to you, practice them and then come back. We will go into more depth. Everything which he is suggesting in this verse, it is so subtle actually and very powerful. So if it is merely just given as an external knowledge, that's not going to help you, really speaking. Okay, so enough points have been given today to trigger that process of self-introspection and self-purification. Now it is up to you to use it. Again, choice is yours only. As Lord Krishna says, yatha ichhyasi tatha kuru. Do as you want to do. This is the path of growth. This is the path of devolution. What you want to choose is in your hands. So we'll do the Nididhyasana meditation now. Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. With every breath, I am going into a deep state of relaxation. Feel the divine vibrations. With every breath, I'm going deeper and deeper into myself. Beyond my physical body, beyond my emotions, beyond my thoughts, lies my true essential self. I attune myself to that infinite, supreme reality. I have the power of choice within me. From this moment onwards, I choose to exercise this power to create positivity in my life. I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Slowly come back. Wriggle your fingers, your toes, rub your palms together to create a warmth. Cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, cheeks, forehead, top of the head, back of the head and neck. Slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. It was a very deep and powerful session we have had today. So these principles are truly life transforming. Whatever inspires you, pick it up and start implementing in your life. See, in any activity, the implementation is the key to completion. So you will actually get the results only when you implement. So all the energy is being provided to you. The wisdom is being given to you. The empowerment programs, the opportunity to get empowered, to receive the higher empowerments, that is also being given to you. The sadhana materials have been given to you. So now you have to utilize them to create a life according to whatever you want. That is up to you. Okay, so do the sadhana and we will continue in this journey further. A lot more things are there. Very powerful verses. So we'll do it in a relaxed pace so that at every step you learn, you absorb, and then when we proceed further, it gives the best results. No? Okay, so thank you very much. Hari Om.